with your host, Andrew Romanella.
I legitimately watched the entire women's triathlon the other day. I gotta tell you, that was exhilarating stuff. But I was locked in because I don't think I'm good enough in this spot based on my own personal mental health, so I can't continue. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com. Broadcast live on YouTube and Twitter. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. We got a fantastic Thanksgiving Eve Wednesday show for you. It is the 27th of November 2024, and we are breaking down a charcuterie board of professional and college sports on the Rome Show. If you want to get in on the action, you got to follow the social medias. It's the Rome Show 1, like underneath myself on the screen, the Rome Show and the number 1, and / also 12 the number OZ Sports, like behind me on the banner. That's 12 OZ Sports. You're going to go to Instagram. You're going to go to X. You're going to go to Facebook. You're going to go to TikTok. You're going to search both of those names. And if it pops up, you hit follow. That is the easiest way to get the show or stay in on the action. YouTube Live is a great option. You should go subscribe to 12 OZ Sports so you can be locked on every show. All right. College football, week number 14, but number 3, college football playoff ranking has been released. I have both the ranking 1 through 25 for the people, but I also have what the college football playoff bracket would look like if the season was to end with this ranking as currently constituted, so everyone kind of sees visually what the 12-team playoff look like. The NBA Cup had I think it was its 5th or 6th day last night. They've been playing every Tuesday and every Friday for the last 3 weeks. The NBA Cup comes to an end next week, actually. The playoffs for it start as well. So it's coming to an end the week after Thanksgiving and then starting their postseason, which is a 1-week affair in Las Vegas. The NHL, obviously, is still in play. And I got some games for you to watch tonight. There's 15 on the docket in the National Hockey League. And then we have our daily bananas. Get in on the action. Get in on the show. Let's go through some of the week in sports information. Let's start in college football for the people. Mac Brown out as the University of North Carolina head football coach. Mac Brown has 289 career victories, 8th all-time on the NCAA FBS all-time coaching list. Mac Brown, often known for his stint at the University of Texas, where he was the head football coach and took them to win a national championship. Colt McCoy, Vince Young, that era of Texas football. He's in his 6th year at UNC, where he has like he has a plus 50 wins on the record in his last 6 years at UNC. However, this is his 2nd stint in Chapel Hill. If you take a look at the screen right now, it's got the list of all of the top 10 coaches in college football history in terms of wins. And you see there, correction, I said 289, it's 288, Mac Brown. What I was really surprised about this list, obviously Joe Paterno, we know, Bobby Bowden, longtime Florida State University head coach. Pop Warner's literally the dude we created youth football after, right? I'm not going to lie about the Amos Alonzo Stagg guy. Couldn't even tell you what era of football he coached. But then obviously Nick Saban, who I think because he did so much winning from a championship standpoint, people don't realize how many titles he had. But Brian Kelly, the current Notre Dame head coach, LSU head coach, the former Notre Dame head coach, Brian Kelly is 7th all time in wins. That I was really surprised by that. But with Mac Brown being fired, even though they're allowing him to coach the next game, I don't understand that at all. Why are we saying he's being fired then? Why say anything? Let him finish the year and then just walk away. But that's neither here nor there, okay? Is the most wins of any active coach in college football. And I would argue Brian Kelly in college football is on quite possibly the hottest seat, being that he was a big-time signing, and now it is turned into not necessarily what you were looking for. So a little history of college football coaching victories and who has the most, but not one person, but Brian Kelly on this active list currently coaching. And it doesn't look like there's going to be somebody new added to the top 10 for a little while in college football. Staying there for a second. On the screen, you have your top 25 released on Tuesday, so last night, okay? And this top 25 goes a really long way, obviously, over the next few weeks in figuring out where the 12-team college football playoff lies. And if you watched any college football over the weekend, all right, I think you realized how crazy this 12-team playoff thing is. And I think what I've started to really realize is this is the positive side of the transfer portal. You know, I think oftentimes we talk about the negative side of the transfer portal, the amount of kids leaving, kids not staying committed to schools, whatever the case is, right? But we don't talk enough about the positive side of the transfer portal or the positive side of the fact that over the last 5 to 10 years, the college athlete has regained ownership of themselves, the name, the image, the likeness, their ability to leave a school, make an adjustment to their decision-making process, their ability to flip commitments. Again, that one I'll never get on board with. But all of that gets put into the mixing bowl, as we use on the analogy of the Rome show, gets put into the mixing bowl of college athletics. And when you throw all of those opportunities to the players into the mixing bowl of college athletics, you're actually starting to realize it's giving you more parity. It might not give you the feel that it used to give you, where one guy would wear your laundry for 3 to 4 years. Him and his 8 to 10 person, 20 person senior class would build the program up, would win a big bowl game, and would move on with their life. You've lost that. You've lost the ability to fall in love with a player and watch his career, then watch him go on. That is a very minority-driven athlete right now. You know, Tua Tagovailoa playing his 3 full years at Alabama, going there as a freshman, staying, not transferring, winning the job, staying. Arch Manning at Texas right now goes, doesn't play his freshman year redshirts. His second year, his redshirt freshman year, only plays when Quinn Ewers gets hurt. Well, right now, right there, he's only has 2 more years of eligibility left before he's draft eligible. 3 total if he wants them, but before he's draft eligible. And my point in those 2 examples is you don't see that in college athletics anymore. What you see in college athletics now is I go to a school. If I don't like the way that scenario is trending, I enter the transfer portal. I go to another school. And that is the state of college athletics. And the positive side of that coin is what you're seeing right now, which is parity, which is the fact that if you're looking at this top 25 on the board right now, SMU is number 9. And they play in the ACC. And that's where the conference alignment thing came in. So the 12-team playoff this year has really shown me a lot. And the biggest thing it's shown me is that the transfer portal can create some parity in the league. The transfer portal can bring a positive to college football outside of just a positive to the player for being able to change institutions when they want. Oregon still holds the top spot. Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, round out the top 5. Then Miami, Georgia, Tennessee, SMU, and Indiana round out the rest of the top 10. Your final 2 teams in the top 12 would be Boise State and Clemson. Alabama out of the top 12 right now. I'm going to flip the page for the people here. Okay. And this is what the standings would look like in college football if the season ended today with the current top 12. Now, you have to remember, conference champions get the top slot here. So a conference champion in the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12 are all going to get the first round bye, no matter what their record is. So I flip back to the top 25 just so everybody has an idea, okay? Right now, the Big 10, that would be Oregon, okay? Then it would be the SEC would be Texas, okay? Then in the ACC, it would be Miami, okay? And then in the Big 12, it's Arizona State, okay? They are number 16. So because the non-Power 4 conference best-ranked team is Boise State in that scenario, flipping back to the other screen, would now get that first round bye. Does that make sense? Because you still see Arizona State in this example is the number 12 team in the playoff, but in the country right now, they are number 16. Well, that's because there are other schools that aren't going to win their conference championship ranked ahead of them. Then there are other schools ranked ahead of them that have zero chance whatsoever of winning their conference championship and are only hoping to be Indiana and Penn State and Tennessee and Notre Dame and SMU and get a bid, into the college football playoff. So when you see the top 25 and you look at numbers 1 through 12, and then you see the bracket, you quickly start to realize this is not the same thing. We are not looking at the same thing here when it comes to top 12 teams in the country and the 12 teams that make the college football playoff. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better visual of what you are looking for here and what it is when a top 25 is now released the remainder of the season. All right. The Rome Show, 12ozsports.com. We broadcast live on YouTube and X. Make sure you follow us. All right. We're going to take a quick halftime. All right. When we get back from our halftime, we go NBA Cup standings. Okay. We got the National Hockey League. And then I have a question for the people. Do you believe tanking helps a professional franchise? Do you think tanking is the right move? Do you think when you're a bad franchise like the Washington Wizards are right now at 2-14, losers of their last 10 straight, or you were the Chicago White Sox of Major League Baseball this year, is tanking the right move? Because I obviously rammed the Giants the other day, and I got an Instagram TikTok clip I'm going to put up after the show of what I pretty much said about hammering the Giants. But a lot of conversation has come back from that about what the Giants should do, what the Jets should do, what a team that isn't very good should do at this moment. And I think there's this real battle between we should, quote unquote, lose games on purpose, or we should continue to try and win. There's always this fork in the road between what a franchise should do and what they do. And obviously, it's like, what is the right decision there? Tank it, which I hate, or win? I'm going to give you my opinion on the backside of this commercial break. I want your opinion as well. Reach out on the social media, The Rome Show 1 or 12OZ Sports. The Rome Show, back after this commercial break.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. Yeah. Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Yeah! The Rome Show, 12 OZ Sports. Broadcasting live on YouTube and X. I'm Andrew Romanella. I'm here with you until 7:30 and change. Follow us on the social medias. Whoa! That wasn't supposed to happen. Huh. Woo! That was wild. You get it all here on the Rome Show. Mess ups, wrong buttons, hopefully a good time. We're here every day, 7 a.m. We are. That's right. You're going to hear this live. We are going to be on the air for Thanksgiving tomorrow. That's right. Yep. A lot of people emailed the show and they're like, listen, Thanksgiving's about family, it's about food, and it's about football, right? And I was like, all right, yeah, the three F's of Thanksgiving, family, food, football. I couldn't agree with you more. But how are we going to have family, food, and football if we don't have the frickin' Rome Show? And I was like, you know what? That is an excellent point. You can't have the three F's without the fourth F, the family, the food, the football, and the frickin' Rome Show. So we'll be here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Like we do live most days of the year so that we can give you the breakdown on the 3 football games on Thanksgiving tomorrow. And if you're wondering what those games are, I got you right here. It starts with the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. The Lions have been on Thanksgiving since the history of time, and football has been played on Thanksgiving. The only thing that I asked the Detroit Lions to do is to please not wear the atrocious uniforms where you have a gray helmet, a light blue uniform, and gray pants. I understand the ode to the old school. I am a big time throwback uniforms person. Like, I think every time I play NBA 2K, my players in the Nets, I choose the New Jersey throwback every time. Not like the New Jersey throwback, like the state of New Jersey throwback, because they were the New Jersey Nets. So I beg of you, Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions franchise, please do not wear those stupid uniforms. Then we get quite possibly the worst football game of the year. And what's funny is there's a 0.000 chance any person in the National Football League thought when scheduling this game, it would be bad. The Giants at the Cowboys, NFC East rivals, right? You thought the Cowboys were going to be competing for a Super Bowl. Now you have atrocious, like not hyperbole, just bad 2-9 versus super not really good at all, kind of atrocious 4-7. So if you're looking on taking a Thanksgiving Day nap, your Thanksgiving Day nap's going to want to happen at 4:30 in the afternoon when the New York Little Football Giants take on the Dallas Cowboys. This might as well be the movie Little Giants, the way these two teams are playing. But you get your best football game of Thanksgiving at night when my Miami Dolphins travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Now, I'm super concerned about this football game, which is probably why I'll be on the air Thanksgiving morning so I can break these games down for you. But right now, it's predicting to be 27 degrees in this game for the Dolphins in Green Bay. I don't know about anybody else that's 34 years old and listening to the Rome Show right now, but I can't remember in my 34-year-old lifetime where the Dolphins have played any realm of good football when it is under 45 degrees. I cannot think of a time when the Dolphins have ever played good football when it is under 45 degrees. If that has existed before, please, I need to know, because that would give me just a little bit more hope about what's going to go on this weekend. All right. Let's get into the NBA, because we have all day tomorrow to talk about the National Football League. Right now, the NBA Cup is going on. I don't know if you know that exists. If you don't, here it is. The NBA Cup, the Emirates NBA Cup, was essentially designed to mirror the European soccer leagues that have different tournaments installed into their season that brings a little bit more joy and excitement to the fans and the players, okay? So the NBA introduced this idea last year. Last year was the first year they did it. The Los Angeles Lakers won the championship. They introduced this idea of the NBA Cup to heighten the importance of the regular season, to put more on the regular season. Obviously, the NBA has had a problem for a long time in making the regular season matter. So what could we do? Part of it was make a rule where players had to be on the injury report to sit out a game. They would be fined. They can't just sit out a game if they want to rest, which was a real big problem. And then on top of that, add something to the stakes that are going to make this more exciting, more engaging, more fun for the players. So they create the NBA Cup every Tuesday, every Friday for a month, and then it coincides in Las Vegas. So, excuse me. So the NBA Cup's going on right now, and here are your standings. And I got to say this. The players, the NBA, the media, they've done a phenomenal job of making this thing matter. And if you're wondering what these players win for winning the NBA Cup, they win $1 million each, okay? Not everybody's LeBron James. Not everybody's AD. Not everybody's Chris Paul. Not everybody's Tatum. They don't have bags of money. Half the league is fighting for their next contract. Half the league is trying to earn their uniform staying. So that $1 million could be life-changing for a lot of people. So that is what they're playing for. And last year it gained a lot of traction, and this year it is gaining that same traction. And I got to tell you, I believe, and these are not fully updated because there were 2 games last night, but I do believe that this has reinvigorated some teams early on in the year. The Milwaukee Bucks, who we've been taking, we'll talk about in a second, have won 5 straight. Well, 3 of those have been in the NBA Cup. I think there is something there. So kudos to the NBA. Here's what the West standings look like heading into last night. There were only 2 games, so not much change going to come here, all right? I can actually tell you what change is going to go on. Last night, correction. There were 4 games last night. The Bucks won. Well, we're on the West right now, so I'm going to leave that be. The Rockets added another victory, so they're 3-0. You never thought you'd hear that. And then on the East, here you go. There's the Bucks. They're 3-0. The Heat, they dropped to 1-2 in their group. And then you see the Bulls won last night. The Suns, they got off their losing streak. Wasn't looking good for a second. The Spurs won. So a lot of movement and a lot of excitement. And that's the point of showing you this. Tune in. The floor might be crazy, right? I think that's really cool. Smart, appeals to the younger generation. But the games have been really good. The excitement is there. Do I think it's going to turn into something La Liga does? No. Do I think it's going to turn into something that really, really matters from a oh, in his career, he won 2 championships, 5 NBA Cups, 7 All. No, I don't think it's going to be that either. But I think for what it needed to do for the National Basketball Association, the NBA has done a phenomenal job. So I posed the question before, should you tank or should you win? And I'm going to say this before we get into our daily bananas and we end this show. I am a firm believer in winning over everything. I believe that in order to build a championship culture, you need to win first. How? Doesn't matter how good you are as a player. How can we teach people how to win if they've never felt winning? Okay. How can we teach people how to be in a championship environment, in a championship building, in a championship program, if we've never been in a championship program, if we've never operated like champions? So I'm of the belief that you need to change the culture, the identity, and the way you operate and the way you go about the game over needing to lose to get higher draft picks. Because what good is getting the best draft pick in a draft if you're going to take that person and put them into a terrible culture with no leadership and no foundation? None of that works. Think about the best players coming out of college that you've ever seen drafted, okay? And then think about when they fail and you say to yourself, how did this happen? And you quickly realize it was the organization or the coaching staff or both that they got drafted to. That did not jive with them. It didn't fit. And therefore, it did not allow them to blossom in their career. So for me, if I'm the Jets, if I'm the Giants, if I'm the Browns, if I was the Chicago White Sox in the summer, I want to win games, especially if there's anybody in that building that I'm going to bring back next year that I believe is going to actually be a part of this thing. I want those people experiencing victory, experiencing a championship culture, experiencing competitiveness, showing up to do your job every day, working hard, caring. That to me will go a whole lot farther. And you know what? You might go from pick number 4 to pick number 9, but your scouting department can make that difference be absolutely nothing. And if you start taking advantage of your picks that are slightly higher in the draft, instead of getting enamored with we need a top 5 quarterback, which barely ever works anyways, it'll be better for your franchise long term. That is how I want to build. If we're playing GM mode, as Hockey with Rocky would say, if I'm in GM mode, I'm worrying about culture and identity first. Then I'm going to worry about who I'm getting in the draft. At Coach_Romo24 on all the social medias. I need to know your thoughts on that. Do you believe in the tank for the pick, or do you believe in trying to win every game and building the culture? Love to know your thoughts. Comments wherever you can. It's time for Daily Bananas.
Ba 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 na na ba 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 na 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 ba 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 na na
All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the show where we put more bananas on your bushel, and we did that last night. We did that. We did it last night for the people, all right? Here's what happened. We said Utah hockey line, money, nailed it. They won 3-2. We said Milwaukee Bucks, money line, nailed it. They won 106-103. We said Spurs, -2.5, nailed it. They won by 13. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a 3-0 day for Mr. Rome Show. We are now 157 and 123. I think, if there was ever a time to listen to me, it's right now, because Black Friday's on Friday. And I know you want to spend all that money you've been earning, but you can't. So let's go earn some extra bananas on the bushel, and you can spend them on Black Friday. Here they are. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, they take on the Colorado Avalanche tonight. The The Las Vegas Golden Knights have been playing some good puck, so we are going to take them, led by Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel has 34 points, 8 goals, 26 assists. A matchup of two stars. Nathan McKinnon on the other side, 35 points for the Avalanche, 7 goals, 28 assists. Right now, Las Vegas, they're on a 3-game winning streak, whereas Colorado on a 1-game losing streak. So I'm going to take the streak there. You know I love taking a good streak. Let's move to the hardwood. We have the Clippers. They're hosting the worst team in the National. Excuse me, they're traveling to the worst team in the National Basketball Association. Why? We just asked the question, tank or don't tank. The Wizards suck. They're 2-14, 10 straight losses. Give me the Clips at the minus 10.5. The Clippers aren't that good, but they are 10.5 points better than the AAU basketball team that's playing in the Washington Wizards arena. And then finally, the Houston Rockets. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The Houston Rockets. They are 12-6 right now. 12-6, the Houston Rockets. And they are in third place, 13-6, 8-2 in their last 10. So I'm going to take them against the lowly 76ers, who are 3-13 and 2-8 in their last 10. And I'm going to take the Rockets by the 5.5. They're only favored by 5.5. They're 5.5 points better, led by James Harden, averaging 20.3 points per game and having a revive of the career. So those are my 3 daily bananas, ladies and gentlemen, and those are your banana picks for the day. And as we always say, that's the Rome Show on 12ozsports.com. We broadcast live on YouTube and on Twitter. Just follow us on all of those. And we're back tomorrow morning on Thanksgiving to break down all the football for you. So be with us while you wake up hungover tomorrow. Andrew Romanella, have an electric day. Visit RomeShowShop.com and peace.
Thank you for listening.